Good morning, everyone. Welcome into Edie's Attic. My name is Jenny, and I am going to be giving you your weekend energy oracle update. Let's start with the channeled messages that I received. So I was getting that someone in your energy, an acquaintance, an associate, someone that you are familiar with, is stirring the pot. Someone is trying to test you. Someone is getting a rise right now out of seeing your reaction and how you are going to respond. What will they do now? What is their next move? Kind of like playing people against people, I'm getting. It feels like there is an instigator in your environment, whether it be at home, at work, in your social circles, but someone within a group of people that you are associated with is trying to stir the pot and instigate something to happen. Why? The energy I'm getting from this is that it's a person that just enjoys it. It's someone that likes to see drama unfold in people's lives around them while they sit back and watch. I'm not quite sure if there's more to it yet. We're going to pull cards and see what we get. But definitely someone in your energy is stirring the pot within your relationships right now. I got the word conspire. So they might be using people that you know to conspire against you. Whether it be conspiring to get you in trouble at the workplace, conspiring to get you shut out of a group of friends. But there's some element of conspiracy, creating false narratives or rumors in order for the people around you to pull away or to view you from a different perspective. And then I got the word trigger. This person is going to be they're going to be very triggered themselves. They stirred the pot and threw themselves in. They're in the middle of a conspiracy in which was supposed to be directed toward you. And you were supposed to be the person that was supposed to be triggered. That was the intention, to trigger you and to get you very distracted, very perplexed and confused and emotional, and to get you to break character or to get you to act out of character. But because whatever this is that they were conspiring did not trigger you, in fact, you could be oblivious to what is happening around you. And if you aren't oblivious and you were picking up on, I was getting strange vibes, you may be curious, but you're definitely not triggered. Which is, the funny part is, the karma in this is that the initial person stirring the pot is extremely triggered right now. You may be picking up on these strange vibes in your environment, in your circles. There is this element of something's off. I can't put my finger on it. I don't know exactly what it is, but I feel something is very odd. It's that feeling like when you walk into a room and you know that someone had just been speaking about you and everyone pretends and smiles like they weren't, but deep down in your gut, you knew that they were just talking about you. You can't prove it, You have no proof that they were speaking of you, but you just know it deep down inside that they were. That's the same feeling. You have this eerie, strange sensation that something is off with people around you. You just can't put your finger on it. You know something's off. In fact, I'm feeling like you started investing into it emotionally a little bit and you kind of tried to figure it out, but you kind of just thought, you know what? I don't really want to waste my time with this. If there's something going on, there's something going on. I'll find out eventually. Kind of that, what is that saying? It's something about what you think of me is not my business. It's basically like that. You're like, you know what? I don't even care. Because what happens in the dark always comes to light. Something is going to eventually be exposed and be brought to the light. Things that happen in dark places with dark intentions. The conspiracy, the intentional triggering, the intentional conspiracy to get you out of character is going to be brought to light. Spirit is saying, no worry. Don't waste your time worrying about this vibe, this energy that you felt is off. It's not worth your time or energy because guess what? There's going to be a karmic resolution. The things that were conspired to be brought forth in your life, ironically, are going to be brought to the feet of the people involved in this activity. Because what we send out into the universe, the energy that we send out, has to go somewhere. And if this collective is protected and they're not welcoming this energy into their lives, and they're not giving it or feeding it any of their attention, the energy's got to go somewhere. So it's going right back to sender. They don't know it yet. They think they have the upper hand. But it's going to come back full circle with a karmic resolution. And a part of that resolution is going to be what they were doing in the dark. It's going to be embarrassing. It's going to be shameful. They're not going to be looked at in the same light that they had before this. People are going to know they cannot be trusted. People are going to know that they are intentionally trying to stir up discord within their group. And people are going to pull away. Let me pull a few more cards on this matter and see what else we can get. Spirit, anything else that we should know about this situation going into this weekend? Thank you. Please and thank you. Get in where you fit in. Get in where you fit in. What team are you on? There are people that were a part of this conspiracy that were only joining in because they wanted to fit in. They didn't want to be the oddball out. They didn't want to be the person to stand up and say, no, this is wrong. I don't agree with what you're doing. What team are you on? These people chose a side. They went against collective and conspired, even though in their heart of hearts, they knew it was wrong and they knew better, but against their better judgment, for the sake of being the oddball out, and for the sake of possibly losing associates or friends or colleagues, they decided to join in. What happens when you are involved in something that karmically is going to be brought back upon the initial instigator? It's what we tell our children. We tell our kids and our children and young people all the time, be careful of the company you keep. Because if you're hanging out with someone and they get in trouble, you're probably going to get in trouble too. And that is exactly what is going to happen here. When this ship goes down, everyone on the boat is going down with it. And these people knew better. What were they conspiring though? What was the conspiracy about? What was happening that they were trying to do that was going to break this collective's character? Spirit, please and thank you. Can you tell us anything about exactly what was happening? Like, what was the plot? What was being said? You pull from another part of my deck. There we go. There's some room. Okay. We have come healing of the body, come healing of the mind, and step into the light. For some of you, I feel like it could have been some kind of rumor in regards to your health. Something about your state of well-being, your state of mind, your physical state. I feel like that may have been a part of it for some of you. Step into the light. For those that this resonates for, show them. You do every single day by getting up and doing everything that you do. There's no possible way that what they're saying is true. For some of you, if this is what it's about. There's no way they're physically sick. Look at what they do every day. How do they do it? This has to be false. This has to be a false narrative. There's no way that they're mentally ill. They have their shit together. They're getting it done. If they were in a place of a mental breakdown, they wouldn't be able to get even 1/3 of what they're getting done daily done. There has to be something false about this accusation. What else? What other things were being conspired behind closed doors? Time is not a wasting because time simply does not exist. And one of these mornings, you're going to rise up singing. Can you elaborate a little bit more on time is not a wasting? America? Okay, so like for another part of this collective, another small group here, I feel like there may have been some rumors about your legal citizenship. And the fact that you're still here and you're thriving, could be a business owner too, I'm getting, and that nothing has happened yet, proves that that was a made up narrative and very prejudiced. You're getting up every single day and you're going to work and you're running that business and you're still here. They may have even tried to get you in trouble or try to call someone to have you looked into because they thought that maybe you weren't supposed to be here legally in America. That's for another small group. This isn't for everyone, so take what resonates. But you're still here and you're rising up every single day singing. Like, I don't even care if you think I should be here or not. I belong here. I get up every day. I go to work. I bust my butt to achieve the things that I achieve and to have the things that I have. Keep talking. I'm not going nowhere. Anything else, Spirit, on what were they conspiring? Let me pull actually from another part of my neck. Keep it fresh. This word has been coming out a lot this past week for me in my readings. We have serendipity. What about serendipity? Dark night of the soul. I think for a lot of you, outside of the other two examples I gave, have a group of people that just think you're batshit crazy. I'm sorry. I'm just saying it as I'm hearing it. They are creating some kind of false narrative about your mental state. It goes back to the come healing of the body, come healing of the mind, your mental capacity. But what is happening is that these people in this group that think that you are just someone that couldn't be trusted, someone that couldn't be associated with, someone that was a dangerous person, someone that was, a loose cannon, or they're flip-floppy. All the things that they're saying about you, they're realizing was completely inaccurate. Because a lot of the things that you do or say or how you move make sense now. All because you're different doesn't mean you're crazy. or mentally unstable or physically unwell. They judged you because of your differences. And some of these people want some kind of exemption. I'm hearing like exemption from this choice that they made. For they do not know. What is it? How's it go? For I do not know what I do wrong. It's something from the Bible. Forgive them, Father, for they do not know what they do, or you know what I'm saying. It's something like that. I'd have to look it up exactly, word verbatim. They want forgiveness. We didn't know. We misjudged. We jumped on the bandwagon way too soon before even giving you a chance. Even with, the accusations of not being a legal citizen. We just assumed because of the way you looked. We never really knew the details. We heard a rumor, so we believed it, and we jumped on the bandwagon. Forgive us. We have buckle up, Buttercup. And your glow up is intimidating. Let it shine bright. Nothing's going to hold you down, collective. Ain't nothing going to hold you down. No one can stop you. No one's going to remove you. People are in regret. But what about the initial instigator? What about them? Let me pull from another deck really quick. I'm curious. I originally was going to pull from my Oracle Universe, but I feel like Divine Truth is probably better. Let me move these out of the way. What about the initial instigator? Can you tell me what's going on with their energy? What's going to happen with them? How do they feel? Do they feel remorse? Do they feel regret? Do they want to seek forgiveness? Or are they still going to keep moving down this path and trying to get more people on board with this ridiculous little witch hunt that they're doing? It's exactly what it feels like. It feels like a witch hunt. Thankful. I'm thankful to have you in my life for both the small and large things you do. Confused. I don't know whether I want to just be friends or lovers. I am ready for a relationship. So I'm not taking it as, these can be directed as like love messages, but because I'm pulling for more of a platonic energy, I'm not taking it for the love parts of these cards. I'm taking it for basically the words thankful and confused. Sorry, my ring light. Thankful and confused. Heartbreak. This person does know that they were wrong. They do know that they went up against someone that is good, honest, true, authentic, and now they're confused. They're confused on if they should continue down the path that they created or come clean. Because they think that if they just come clean now and let go of the charades, that maybe there's still a chance that you guys can mend fences and work this out. Heartbreak. They broke their own heart through their own actions. And if this is like business related or work related, they may have damaged their own career path by their actions, which ultimately is going to cause them a level of heartbreak. Hit them right in their ego and their pocket. Anything else, Spirit? Oh, okay. So yeah, career driven. Interesting how that turned as soon as I started talking about business. Career driven. This is a person, if this is relating to you from your workplace, like from that aspect, because I feel like the storyline is generally the same, but we have several different stories all kind of like coming into one channeled message. If this is a business related message for you, the person that we are talking about that started this whole mess is cutthroat. They value their career and their financial gains over authentic connections and relationships to their own demise. Because in professional industries, whichever industry you're in, yes, there's a level of competitiveness, competition. You know, people get promoted, people become, you know, they move up the ladder. But as you're moving up the ladder, if you're cutting everyone down along the way to get to the very tippy top of where you're at, the level of respect will not be there. The people that you are potentially going to have to manage and to oversee are not going to want to work for you at the end of the day, because you cut them way too many times down to get to where you're at. I'd rather take a pay cut and work for someone else with more integrity. So if this is business related for you, this person may be heartbroken, but not because of you. They're heartbroken because everything they did potentially could have destroyed their career, which ultimately is going to put a burden on their financial situation. They don't see yet that it's how you treat people around you as you're coming up, which makes people successful at the top. Treating people with respect and being fair and just, and not playing dirty, tricky games to cut someone else down so that way you can level up. Earning it and getting there with integrity and skills will always get you more respect than being sneaky and deceptive. Anything else, Spirit, that we need to know? Distorted. You're dealing with a distorted energy in all stories here, which Spirit's telling me to wrap it up and go back to the very initial part of the video in regards of your resolution. The resolution is you don't have to do a damn thing. It's going to work itself out. If you've been dwelling on this or letting it take up space in your heart and in your mind, to not let that happen anymore. Do not let it take up space there. Don't waste any more time thinking about this, because karma is going to come through in divine timing, and you're going to witness it. You're going to know. If you're not in this person's energy anymore, you're going to hear about it. You're going to find out down the road. And ultimately, this is going to have to teach them a lesson. Whatever karma the universe is bringing back to this person, the sender, that initially started these shenanigans, it's going to bring them into a dark night of the soul. They're going to have to face their shadows. They're going to be forced to have to look at themselves and to understand the mistakes that they made as a person and how they treated an individual and why it came back to them the way that it did. And they're going to have to relearn how to move forward. It's going to be just. There's going to be justice. Spirit doesn't want you to bring the justice down upon anyone. That's not for you to do. Because then you may have to reap karma for any of your actions if you try to bring justice down upon people by your own hand. It's going to happen in a very natural, fluid way. The universe is already on top of this situation. The energy is already moving back towards the original sender. So, that is the message for this weekend. I know it seems a little dark and a little bit low vibe, but that is exactly what I picked up on, and I'm just giving it to you exactly the way I hear it, I see it, and how it's coming into me from Spirit. So obviously, if I'm picking up on it, then it must have been very important for you to hear right now at this time. So with that, I'm going to leave you. I hope it did bring some clarity and some closure for you to not worry about this matter anymore and to not feel like you need to take things into your own hands, and knowing that the karma wheel is moving and that it's going to be coming back to these people the way it's supposed to. And you may not like the way it plays out, but that is not for you to decide. That's why it's always better for you to just pray and to give it to God and let the universe step in and take care of matters their way. You're better off staying out of it and just ignoring it and not letting it get to you and staying focused on, your own path. So, alrighty guys, I hope that helped.